So we're going to do an experiment called Elephant's Toothpaste. See if you can guess why it's called Elephant's Toothpaste before the end. And for this experiment, we have two main reactants. We have hydrogen peroxide, which is also used as an antiseptic to clean wounds. It can be used to bleach hair. You can find stronger concentrations in salons. This one is 3%. And the formula for hydrogen peroxide is H2O2. We're also going to use potassium iodide, which is a chemical that you would have to get from a scientific company. You can see that potassium iodide has some health warnings on the side there. If you look at the bottom, you can see that it says it's a body tissue irritant, so you do want to be careful not to get it on your skin. The potassium iodide will be in a little bottle labeled with its formula, Ki, and that's already been dissolved in distilled water so that it will work as part of this experiment. Finally, we have soap and we have food coloring. And the soap and the food coloring are just to make the results of the experiment more visible. So you could try it without the soap and the food coloring, but they'll give you a more dramatic effect. We're going to start by adding 5 milliliters of hydrogen peroxide to the graduated cylinder. It's just about 5. Next, we're going to add a couple of drops of soap and food coloring to the mixture. And we're going to swirl to make sure that it combines. Okay, that looks pretty good. So finally, we're going to add about 1 milliliter of potassium iodide, or the amount that's in this bottle, to get this reaction going. Right after we add the potassium iodide, we want to move the pipette out of the way of the reaction. So I'm going to fill that up to the 1 milliliter line, which is right about here. And then once the liquid gets to that level, I'm going to make sure I take the pipette out of the liquid so that it doesn't continue to fill. So we're going to add our potassium iodide and we're going to see what happens. And keep an eye on the level of the liquid and any other changes that you notice as the liquid level changes. I'm gonna zoom in a little. Also think about what changes we could make if we wanted this reaction to happen more quickly, or if we wanted to create more volume of products. Think about the state of the reactants. Were they solids, liquids, or gases? And then think about the state of the products. Are they solids, liquids, or gases? You can see that's still going, but it's slowed down a little bit. So I'm going to stop the recording there so you can answer your questions.